Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me, kings and queens. Um, I was meditating on this here message all morning long, on and off all morning. And as I was meditating on it, I looked to the hills, which cometh my help. I looked to God, and I noticed, the Cardinals come over here a lot. They come to the woods, and they visit outside the window and they make sure I see them. I can see them outside the window. And um, I told you about the one cardinal bird. He sat out there for 30 minutes. It was bitterly cold that day. It was two of them flying together. I saw them flying all outside the window. Next thing I know, one was gone. And that one sat there in that position, prone position, for 30 minutes. And I clocked him. Then he started turning his head a little bit and started looking for his partner. His partner never came. And, for me, it was kind of emotional. And, but then I get another visit from another cardinal bird today. And it just made me think. I wonder if cardinals prefer to be alone or if they like to be paired off. And as I was reading about cardinals, it said cardinals don't really stray too far from each other. And I was noticing, I'm telling you, I have time to look at God and God's creation. So as I'm noticing the birds out there one day, the two cardinals was out there, they all on the ground, and in the midst of them was some other birds. And this one cardinal he strayed off a little bit, and the other birds was around him. But the other cardinal, she right there, watching what's going on. And then next thing you know, the two cardinals, they went ahead and flew off together. Kind of makes me think of marriages and divorce and what we go through in this country under the laws of marriage. Two people supposed to be able to come together as one, and that unit is supposed to be respected. But that unit is like a house divided can't stand. That unit is divided when a person goes in with an agenda, with a hidden motive, a hidden agenda. They going to see what they can get out this person, what this person got, how they can get over on them. And we need to be particularly careful when we go into these dating sites. I met somebody on a dating site, and it didn't turn out too good because they had a hidden agenda. And within 2 weeks, they had already told me we were going to get married. And within about 3 weeks into the marriage, I was signing over for, a $30,000 car. Had signed over a $30,000 car. After I signed over for the car, then they went back to the ex, and left me in tears. And I went through for a while, a couple months, with that situation. Going back and forth, going different women, showing me pictures of different women and stuff. And I'm married to this man, but I'm supposed to be praying, a praying wife, and praying that my marriage change, praying that my husband change. And he asking me to keep praying, keep praying that he change, keep praying things gonna be different because he want to be different. But really he was manipulating and using me the whole time, with narcissistic behavior, doing different things, saying different things, trying to tear down my self-esteem. But that didn't work because, see, I already knew who I was in God, so I wasn't going to allow that to happen. You can do all kind of other different stuff. See, and then there I went. Because, with him doing different stuff, flaunting women in my face, going on dates and all this different stuff. Well, then guess what? I did the same thing, but two wrongs don't make a right. It don't make a right. And then sometimes somebody got to have some common sense, say, hey, wait a minute. I got to stop doing foolishness. I got to be the better person. So, so now, they back on Black People Meet. And I was going to say what the site was, because that's what it was. That's why I met him at. Come to find out, we did go to school together, but I didn't know him in school. We went to the same high school, but I didn't know him in school. But now he back on there, and he said he finna go meet another woman with some money. He already done found one, and he getting ready to move with her. As soon as this divorce is done, he ready to go on to his next victim. See, because the one he had before me, she had money too. He got what he needed out of her. See, it's a pattern that's going on. A person going into a relationship with a hidden agenda. So that's what you got to keep your eyes aware and focus of, be aware of people like that. Because you go in with a pure heart, just as loving and just as trusting and just as accept. Because I tell you, this me, I trust. I do. Because I believe what you say until you show me something different. I do. And that's the type of person I am, and so especially when you go in and you supposed to be trusting somebody, come to find out you don't even, you never knew them in the first place. This ain't who they really are. They had a hidden agenda and they pretended to be this to get what they wanted. So, and never took the time. That's why, I don't ever have to worry about him listening to the podcast. He never took the time to get to know me in the first place. Because it was all about what he wanted, and he got what he wanted, and now it's on to the next victim. But my thing is, I feel truly, truly sorry for the next person that he gets with, because had it not been, if I had known God, I'd be somewhere crying my eyes out, or probably on my having a nervous breakdown, or somewhere, just going through, over this situation. But God, I'm telling you, but God, look, the Grow program was started when I was over in the haunted house and thinking I'm happy, going through, I'm on a journey, thinking I have a husband who's on a journey with me, but come to find out I'm on the journey by myself, and it's all right though. Because like I told you, sometimes when you're walking with the Lord, it's a lonely journey. But I tell you what, you got God. As long as you got God, nothing else matter. Whoever don't matter. Nothing matters. Because I had somebody call me this morning and tell me, look here, if I got as long as I got money, I'm all right. Well, I tell you what, it's a whole lot of rich people who got money and they wasn't all right. That wasn't enough. They took their own life. You got money. What else do you want? You got money. Money don't buy happiness. And I try to tell people this. Money do not buy happiness. Happiness comes from within. I had to find this lesson out, a painful lesson. Happiness comes from within, and anybody else that you add on to that supposed to add to that happiness. They're not supposed to take away. You ain't supposed to get nobody in your life that's supposed to make you cry and tell you ain't this, and they don't want to hear what you got to say, and what you say ain't important. It don't matter. What you say is important, and it does matter. And if it don't matter to them, then you need to move on to somebody that it does matter to, because you are important in God. And if they can't see your importance in God, they don't even need to be in the midst of your company, because that's the devil. And we say the devil can't ride, and we don't even want to be in the company of the devil, So people, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful when you're picking and choosing these people to be around, these partners, I learned a lesson. I have. That's why I say when I come out of this, I know that I'm truly cut out for. I found my God-given purpose going through what I went through in this marriage. He won't leave every 2 weeks. He get paid, but he come back. He did come back, but it's just the idea. Every time it's time to get paid, it's time you got to pack all your clothes and leave. Then you come back, a day or two later looking silly, and he paid bills and stuff. Yeah, I got to get at. But I'm just saying, he put me through for 3 years of this every 2 weeks, and I can attest to it every 2 weeks. And I'm telling you, I found my God-given purpose, and it's not to be here going through. It's not to be here dealing with this oppression that I've been dealing with. these problems that I brought upon myself, because I went and found that. So these problems I brought upon myself. So that's what we got to stop doing, is piling all this stuff on top of us. Because see, majority of the problems is what we have brought upon ourselves. God didn't bring that. I went and found that. I went looking for that. And then that's what I got. What I went and picked up. But see, God and the ancestors done fixed it. Well, that's gone. And I don't have to worry about that no more. But only thing I do worry about, not worry about, but meditate on is, his next victim and who he getting ready to do it to next. Because I saw the picture. He had the picture of the woman in his phone at the end. But this wasn't even the one. He said that's something to do. He got somebody else, a few other ones, that he on there meeting. And it's people on there with hidden agendas. You paying your money to be played with games. I'm telling you, we need to let go and let God, and find happiness within ourselves. I see people all the time. If I only had a wife, if I only had a husband, if I had this, if I had that, I'm telling you something, you need to find God first. Because I found God, and that's my true happiness and my God-given purpose. And what I'm here for is not to be serving to nobody. It's not to be going through, it's not to be dealing with this and dealing with that, because those problems that I brought upon myself, and I found out I can do so much better. I am so much better off. I'm so much happier. I'm happy within myself because I found true happiness within me. I love me, honey. I love me first. Me first. Didn't be that way, but it is now, and it's gonna always be that way. Me first, and you first, and then we got God there, and what else we need, That's all. Money don't buy happiness. It's God. It's the God within us. It's in there. It's there. God is there. That's all we came in the world with was God. And when we leave, that's who we going with. We got God, our spirit. The spirits are not resting. They ain't sleep. They're with us. God bless you, kings and queens. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. Let's rise.